Yo, what's good, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you smokes, mollies, and flashes for everyone's favorite Counter-Strike 2 map. Drop a like if this map's driving you fucking crazy. The first nade I'm going to show you is a smoke grenade for Xbox. So what you do is you go up to this box right here, and you see these little black dots down here. Kind of hard to see, so I'll zoom in on screen. But pretty much what you want to do is you want to go in between these two right here, line your crosshair up. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you just hit a little jump throw, and it lands right on Xbox. Now when you go to peek mid, if you're doing a pistol round mid push, you have zero visibility to the guy's CT, so you'll have easy access to Catwalk. Once you have your Xbox smoke thrown, it doesn't hurt to use a flashbang, so you can use this flashbang I'm about to show you to get the guy lower mid, lower tunnels, or on Catwalk. So you go up to this wall behind you. You just want to go around the corner just a little bit so that you see this wall that my crosshair is on right now, and then you're going to run through it. But right before you touch this wall with the orange on it, that is when you're going to release the flashbang. And as you can see, it pretty much lands exactly where the Xbox smoke is, so you're going to get pretty much all of mid flash right there. So when you make it up Catwalk, this is a flashbang I really like to use. You just send it right off this little ramp looking thing right here. It's a nice little pop flash for sight. You can kind of play around with what angle you want to throw it from to see if it flashes more of sight. But for the most part, sending it off near the top of this ramp here. For the most part, sending it off the top of this ramp here is going to blind the guy that's on sight. So you have an easy pick when you get up. Again, let's say you've hit the Xbox smoke and you've made your way up Catwalk successfully. Then what you're going to want to do for an alternate flashbang, you go up to this big garage door and you wedge yourself in the corner so that you can't move. What you're going to want to do is look at this little windowsill. You're going to line your crosshair right on the corner of it and just left click your flashbang. And as you can see with the grenade camera, it doesn't really give anybody on site time to react because it pops as soon as it hits the corner. So anyone on site will 100% get blinded by that. After you do this, all there's left to do is take sight. And obviously when you get up the site, a smoke for CT is going to be very beneficial. So just right click right down there and it'll smoke off perfectly. So if you have guys, if you're doing an A split, and you have guys coming along, there's absolutely no way someone's going to see you there. They would have to push up the elevator or have to be out in front of the smoke, which you'll have guys on cat looking down and you'll have people pushing out with you long. So they have no chance. If you're wanting to do a fake B play, it would really work well if you had someone upper tunnel sending in some utility on the B site. Maybe some flashbangs or something. Typical flashbangs. And if you do that, and also go up to this little, it looks kind of like a goose almost. Just line it up with this little pillar here on the right, and then line it up with this as well. Kind of put it in the middle on the wires so that they're both connected. On the bottom wire there, do a jump throw, and it'll smoke off. You'll see it at the bottom left, but I'll show you a better view on site. It'll send a little smoke B, and then if you have that land and the guy throwing flashes over, obviously this is, you know, you're not going to be making an entry here because there's a huge gap, but it blocks your vision from the guy window, back plat, so they're going to think, oh man, it's a B play. And then that's a perfect time to send your default flashes over A long. Sending all that utility B is probably going to make them think that it's going to be a B play. If you're doing an A take and you're all pushing out long, you can send your default flashes over. Kind of an expected move on Dust 2 at this point, but if you want to switch it up, I found this pop flash out earlier today. You block yourself right in this corner, you look right where this line is, where it's intersecting with the piece of wood sticking out, and you line it up right there and you jump throw. That'll be a nice pop flash for the guy long. I mean, it's just kind of a preference thing. I think the default flashbang for long might even be a little more effective because you can show more of it, but this flash right here is generally just for a quick peek if there's an offer there. It's up to you what you want to use. So when you make it out to long and you get the pick at corner or you get the guy that's in pit, you're going to want a molly car. So when you get out, jump up on this barrel here, line up your crosshair right on this little dot, and you're going to pull your Molotov out and do a little jump throw. And that'll perfectly molly the guy car, so he'll be forced to push out of this position and go into the front of the car, which you're going to see him, and then you can get the pick there. Another approach to taking A long would be to send a flashbang. This flashbang that I figured out will definitely catch your opponents off guard. So what you're going to do is jump back on this barrel, You're gonna have to move as far as you possibly can to the right on this barrel. You're gonna line the bottom of your crosshair up with the N on the salon sign. Then for the left part of your crosshair, you're gonna line it up with the sign up at the top left with the second dash from the top and line it up there. So when you properly line up your crosshair, crouch and left click this flashbang and it'll go perfectly in between these two signs on A long. And if there's anyone up at the barrels by sight or car, you're gonna catch them by surprise with this flashbang and they won't even know what hit them. So you've Molotov car and you've sent flashes out long. So now what you're going to want to do is smoke off CT so you can make your cross to sight. What you're going to do is come over to this wall where there's this tiny little cubby. You're going to crouch in the corner. You're going to line your crosshair up so it's just off center of the spine of this leaf. And if you look toward the left too, you're going to see this little antenna. You're going to line it up just like you see it on screen now. You're going to just left click it while crouched. And as you can see, you'll smoke CT perfectly. And thanks to Source 2, you don't need 2 smokes to cross now. 1 smoke does the trick. If you're going to do a mid to B push, a good lineup for that is to wedge yourself into this corner on Xbox. You're going to look up to the left, and you're going to see this little dot on screen that I'm circling around. You're going to line the center of your crosshair up with that and simply left click, and that will perfectly smoke off your CT, so you'll be able to push out and do a fast mid to B take. Now if you want to get more B-site flash, then this pop flash will do the trick. You just wedge yourself in the corner of this box here. And you're going to line the bottom of your crosshair up with this wall, and the top of your crosshair is going to be lined up with the windowsill. And you're just going to simply left click it off that wall, and it'll bang perfectly onto sight. And it won't give the CTs too much time to react, so you will have an advantage here. So if you want to go about pushing B and you want to smoke off doors right away before you even get the sight, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump up on the garbage here, pull out your other crosshair, you're going to line it up with this part of the wall here. And then on the right hand side, you see this little dot up here, you're going to line the smoke up with that. So it's going to look something like this. So you're going to jump through it and it should look something like this. Absolutely zero visibility of anyone who might be outside B doors or looking in from CT. This other smoke here is going to be really useful if you know they're going to have an opera on B site. This smoke right here is going to be really helpful if there's an opera on back of B site, on back plat, or if there's just a rifler of some sort. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up and you're going to look for this white dot right here. Just going to stand over it. You're going to line your center, your crosshair up with it. Pull out your smoke. And you're going to aim up here, and your crosshair should line up with the right dot right there like that. And you're just going to left click right there. So that if there is someone playing back sight here, and they're jumped up like that, obviously they can't see you. They're going to have to wide swing on either side. And by that point, you're going to be already pushing sight, and you're going to have a better advantage of knowing where they are before they know where you're peeking from. Because it's typically one guy playing back plat, and then if you have a full B rush on an eco, 5 pistols coming out swinging on him, he stands 0 chance. So if you're making a B play and you want to have no visibility of anyone on this side right here, so you're going to wedge yourself in this corner right here. Pretty much you're going to go from the top plank until you see on the left part of my crosshair, it lines up perfectly with that corner. When you have your crosshair lined up like this, you're going to take that crosshair off and go back to your normal one. You're going to drop your crosshair down just a bit, so just the top of your crosshair is touching, and you're just going to left click that throw. And when you get the sight, you can have some flashbangs going. You can come out quickly and have a guy peek window. You can have a guy peek car. You can have a guy strafe jump over here, kill the guy window, hop up, kill door, jump down on car, and obviously you can look at back plat as well. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. That's all the essentials that I could really think of for Dust 2. Been getting a lot of support on the CS2 content lately. I appreciate it a lot. If you guys wouldn't mind liking the video, commenting, and subscribing to help me get out in the algorithm even more, that would be greatly appreciated. If there's other CS2 topics you guys want me to touch on, just drop a comment below. I always read them. Thanks again for tapping in, guys, and by the time I'm uploading this video, I will be live on Twitch. You can see the handle on screen. Got some CS2 beta gameplay for you guys. I'm probably going to be no-lifing it all afternoon.